Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Keener Recordings Radio Episode 4. Today's episode is McClanahan Takes Over. Most of the 11 songs that are included inside today's episode will be mostly made by McClanahan, 3 by McKenna, and 1 by Sokina. So let's go ahead and get into it with our first song of the episode, Emergency coming from the McClanahan Project. A nice song picked by McClanahan. We have 11 to showcase here on Keener Recordings Radio today. So I hope that is enjoying for you. So Keener Recordings Radio. And an amazing pick by McClanahan to showcase us Emergency from the McClanahan Project. Now, coming up next is another song from the McClanahan Project. It is Silence of Mind Extended Outro Edit. So it's technically from the McClanahan Project, just not... I wasn't the only one that heard that noise, right? But it didn't come directly from the McClanahan Project. So here is Silence of Mind by McClanahan Extended Outro Edit. Well, just to say that this was an amazing pick by McClanahan nonetheless. But we're going to move on here after this song ends with two exclusives. One that has never been released before and one that has been released on both the McClanahan and McClanahan Band Lab channels. So we're going to see that here in a little bit of a second. But an amazing pick by McClanahan to showcase us a few of his songs that he wanted to do. By the way, that noise before I put on the song, I'm pretty positive, was the washing machine in the next room over. So, yeah. All right, well, up next is the all-new song that hasn't came out, Revolutions by McClanahan. A nice song by him. This is Keenan Recordings Radio with the McClanahan Takeover, McClanahan Revolutions, coming from a upcoming album. So just watch out for that upcoming album. Well, that was McClanahan's Revolutions. Coming up next is another exclusive by McClanahan that is released on his YouTube channel and his Band Lab. You should take the time to go check that out. It is Storm Surge. I'm planning to release this sometime later. And well, as the song cuts in by itself, this is Keenan Recordings Radio. And well, an amazing song picked by McClanahan, Storm Surge. Whoops. Now, coming up next is our first McKenna song of the episode. Now, if you don't understand what McKenna stands for, actually, I'm going to just scroll over to the next song. It is McKenna, Somewhere Between 4:23 a.m. and 8 p.m. I remembered that title without looking. Look at me go. Now, continue to what I was saying. If you don't understand what McKenna means, we take the first three letters of McClanahan's artist name, MCC, and we take the last three letters of my artist name, ENA. We smush them together, McKenna. Somewhere between 4:23 a.m. and 8 p.m., I share a birthday with McClanahan. So, yippee, birthday twins. And I was born somewhere around 4:23 a.m., and he was born around somewhere near 8 p.m., according to the information he told me at the time of making that title. And this is somewhere between 4:23 a.m. and 8 p.m. on the McClanahan Takes Over episode on Keener Recordings Radio. Now, next episode, I'm going to introduce you all to a genuine exclusive. It's going to be an EP coming out after the day after that episode. So, yeah, I get to take back over. And, well, this is Keener Recordings Radio with the McClanahan Takeover. An amazing song picked by McClanahan. Now, coming up next on the Keener Recordings radio episode is Lost in Love, coming from the Night of October 10th album. A nice and amazing chill song. Probably the most chill song you'll ever find in the album. On the CD, we have 11 tracks, and on the main album, digital-wise, we have 10 tracks. McClanahan made such a nice song just for that chill vibe and that nice little vibe of the solar lights picture. Honestly, have to give him a round of applause. This is Keenan Recordings Radio with the McClanahan Takeover. And a very nice song by McClanahan, and a very nice pick by McClanahan. Now, up next, our next song, The Fire Remains by McKenna, our second out of 3 McKenna songs of today. Perfectly 5 minutes according to YouTube. Then up next, we have a Sokina song, the only one inside the entire playlist. And then up next is our last and final McKenna song. And then we come up on the last 2 songs. We have done 6 out of the 11 tracks. This is our 7th one for McKenna, The Fire Remains. This is Kina Recordings Radio with the McClanahan Takeover. McKenna's The Fire Remains. I can't speak today, apparently. An amazing song pick by McClanahan, The Fire Remains by McKenna. Originally, we decided to stop continuously making the second C inside the name capitalized for some reason, so now it's just uppercase M and the rest of the letters are lowercase. I know nobody asked and nobody cared, but here we are on our 8th song out of the 11, Set 36. That is how you say it. You do not say SET 36 hashtag close parentheses A. You say Set 36. I just wanted to inform people on how to say it because when McClanahan was picking his songs, he was like, I'm not even going to try to name that one, but that one with the A in parentheses. And I was like, what? Oh, that one? Yeah. So it's just a little firm correction. And McClanahan, if you're listening, that's how you pronounce it, so now we know. It's just Set 36. The A is there to line up with the DARK, the lineup of the tracks. There's 4 tracks on the Dark EP. So I honestly think it is an amazing song, the most viewed out of the Dark EP. This is Kino Recordings Radio on the McClanahan Takeover. And I gotta say that this is honestly an amazing song pick by McClanahan to show Set 36 from the Dark EP to Kino Recordings Radio up here. Now, our last McKenna song of the day. This is McKenna's As Wishes Combine here on Kino Recordings Radio. An amazing song, personally, in my opinion, coming from the As Wishes Combine album. It was originally known as Mini L, and every single song in there of the 7 tracks is what was supposed to be L, but it was composed into like a little EP. L was supposed to compose of all these things, and it was supposed to be the largest album of the Kino music making community's revolution of songs. So yeah, this is Kino Recordings Radio with the McClanahan Takeover. An amazing song pick by McClanahan. Now, coming up next is our last two songs. McClanahan's Discographies is one of those last two songs to appear inside today's episode as we move on into the last two songs. This one known as Discographies, coming from the McClanahan Project, and then our last song, more, ironically named The End, and the end of this episode. Now, if I were to be honest with the people, I have recorded this episode about 8 different times. This is the 9th attempt. Every single time I have either been told to go to bed because it's so late because I've been in band camp, and then either I've been cut off by people calling me, or my sample board won't connect to the iPad, or I forgot to turn my mic on in the screen recording app. Now that's just me being honest, but here's Discographies by McClanahan on Kino Recordings Radio with the McClanahan Takeover. And well, an amazing song pick by McClanahan to show us Discographies. Now, our last song of the day, which is technically a Lost in the Streets remix, but what am I going to say? It is McClanahan's The End. The final track of today's episode, and the final track, hopefully, of my recording process. I've done this 9 times now. This is the 9th time right here, this recording that y'all are watching. and it has been personally a struggle. I tried to get it out, I think maybe 3 days ago, and it didn't work as obvious, so I had to get it out today. Enjoy. This has been Keener Recordings Radio. If you have enjoyed this, make sure to like and subscribe for more content like this. We'll see you in the next episode. Thank you for listening.